When it comes to franchise holders, I find that they tend to be quite inward looking and very process and system orientated. And in a lot of cases that's very valid and necessary, and at the end of the day, that's why they probably went into the franchise. They want to unpackage a box and follow a process. But when we are in a time of economic downturn, when we're at a time when things are more challenging, it's now becomes important to look at your business wider. And a franchise holder tends not to look wider. They tend to leave the thinking about the wider things in life and what's going on in the world, leave that to the person I'm paying the franchise for. I'll just focus on my business and my immediate customers. And yet, it's necessary, I believe, for them to start thinking wider than they were before, starting to look at their business differently to what they were doing previously. So even I would go so far as saying even pushing back on the person they're paying their franchise to, challenging them to come up with new ways of doing things, challenging some of the older thinking. And that's what that makes every franchise holder in the whole franchise much better, when everybody's pushing back as well as pulling down. And that's what's needed. And of course, these people haven't necessarily been those creative, innovating people, because if they were, with the greatest respect, they probably wouldn't have bought a franchise. They'd have probably gone off and started something of their own. But they were wanting to start up in business. They were wanting something that was proven and working. They bought the package. They unpackaged it. They ran it according to the way that they've been dictated to. And now they've gotten into the habit of doing it the way they're being dictated to. And I'm saying, particularly at a time of an economic downturn, but anyway, even regardless of all that, in a time of change and a faster moving society, what is needed is a franchise holder starting to look themselves at the bigger picture and being part of the franchise in a different way, engage differently than they have done traditionally in the past.